Hey, this is Luke with the Android Guys podcast. We are here for another app review. I'm here with Scott.
Hi, Luke. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You have a app today.
Yes.
You're going to talk about. Go ahead and fill us in.
So this is a game called Favo.
Okay.
I believe that's how it's pronounced. F-A-V-O exclamation point.
Favo!
Exactly. You got it. So this is a puzzle game.
Okay.
And it's kind of a game where you want to match colors. Let me paint the picture here for you so you can imagine it. You have kind of like a honeycomb kind of board.
Mm-hmm.
And around the board, you might have an obstacle, like a hole cut out of it, so it's not complete.
Right.
So you got to kind of work with some of these like spots in the board, work around them.
Sure.
You will get these different color shapes. They're called elements, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be either red, green, or blue. And they will also be randomly decided if it's 1, 2, or 3 pieces.
Okay.
And you will basically drag them to the board to match them up.
Okay.
So you want to match blue up next to each other,
Mm-hmm.
red. And as you play the game, you will find that your board will start to fill in based off of the pieces. Each level will kind of give you how many of each color you need to fill. Like connect 10 red together,
Sure.
Connect 10 blue and 10 green.
Okay.
So as you drag them to the board, your blues and greens might touch, and you may have trouble getting the red, or whatever. But you can rotate through the colors. The shape stays the same.
Okay.
So you do have to work with the shape they gave you.
Okay.
So it sounds kind of difficult to picture here, but it's a very simple premise.
Okay.
You may start out with only needing to drag, and complete, a very, very little number of pieces.
Sure.
And as you do that, you'll start to accumulate gems at the end of each level.
Uh-huh.
And the gems can basically be used kind of like a last resort. If you find that you just don't have any room left on the game, you can use some gems to kind of like clear the board out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And then kind of keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you do that one time, it might be 300 gems. The second time you do that in the game, it might be 600. And it gets increasingly harder or more costly to do that.
Sure, the more help you ask for, the more it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
All right.
It is the type of game that is very simple to pick up and understand, and very tough to put down.
Yeah.
It really is for me. I like this kind of game, so I enjoy kind of starting at the challenges of give me the easy levels, and I'll work all the way through.
Sure.
And complete through hard.
Sure.
As you go through the game, you can basically unlock. In the colors that you have are some like just tiny little symbols. So they may be, and I'm blanking right now, but it might be 3 different winter shapes. It might be like a snowflake and a snowman and maybe a candy cane or Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. Purely cosmetic.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the game, but you can kind of go through and see what you've unlocked. And it's the kind of game that if you're a completionist and you want to make sure that, I've unlocked everything along the way, you can do that and go back.
Okay.
There's an endless version of the game so that you can play that and just kind of keep going until you literally run out.
Wow.
But the challenges of each level, you might start with like a normal, and then as you play that, you will complete the level. And you'll basically know what your rank is, overall. In the game, you can now, I believe, let me check here. Yep, so you can go in and check under challenges and just see, there's like fun levels, difficult levels, special. But as you go through, you will unlock the ability to play more.
Sure.
So far, from what I've been able to tell, I've completed 193 levels of potentially 1,300.
Oh, wow.
So it does have
Now, do the level shapes change as you go?
The board does.
So the board layout does.
So the board layout does, and as you you might start out like on a fun level, you have to complete 15 of one of the colors.
And it's all hexagons, right?
They're all hexagons.
Okay.
Yeah, and once you bring that level down, like it says 15, once you get that down to 0, you could place a piece on the board that kind of takes all of those green or whatever color, removes them from the board, kind of clears it up, and leaves you with just one hexagon that says 9. So now that hexagon is worth 9.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you put some pieces together, a green against green might be, 3 of them at touch, it's 3 points. But if you do that with green and blue, you're going to double that because you're doing 2 colors now.
Oh, okay.
And if you get all 3 colors to touch at once on a piece, you can triple the score. So it is, it does take strategy.
Yeah.
You can definitely kind of, you have to look at, what pieces you have, what order the shape is in, and play with that. So it's a fun game. I like that there is no timer kind of forcing you to kind of move along.
So there's unlimited moves if you need it?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, you have so much space to work with.
Right.
So as long as you're, continually cleaning up the board and getting, at least on the endless, doing that. But the main premise of just the challenges are, get through as fast as you can.
Right.
As few of moves as you can. You can actually go in and see your best scores. You can see there are, according to me, or the game as of today, there are 492,000 players behind me.
Wow.
So I didn't realize that many people were playing it.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of fun. It's a game that's, again, easy to figure out.
Yeah.
Harder to describe, actually.
Sure.
I would like to maybe see some variations of the colors. If the shapes and stuff or the symbols that are on them don't do anything, but if I could, unlock a different color palette or something, that would be cool for me. But
are there any like bonuses if you make a certain shape with the colors that maybe if you make a ring that it would
Nope. It's
blow everything out.
However, however you wrap it, the pieces together, they could, kind of paint. There's different strategies if you want to kind of paint yourself into 3 different sections for the colors and work that way. Or if you want to start at the center and kind of make sure everything connects as much as possible.
Right.
I think it doesn't take long to figure out your own kind of like, this is how I play this game.
Right.
It's a fun game. It is free in the Play Store if you have the Play Pass.
Okay.
It's included. You don't have any ads to worry about either.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But like at the end of a level, if you when you collect your gems, if you watch a quick ad, you can double your gems.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing. But
very common thing.
Yeah, not forced to.
You want to give it a score?
Yeah, let's do some scores.
All right. What do you think of the graphics on a scale of 1 to 5?
It's a pretty simple thing. I don't feel like they cut any corners, but I'm just gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
Nothing spectacular, but I mean,
it does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
How about audio?
Audio, it's kind of soothing to listen to the music. I tend to turn the sound off. In terms of music, I tend to turn that off and just go with sound effects. But the music is kind of soothing. It's the right kind of repetitive, so it's not the kind that, forces you to kind of,
It's not distracting or
yeah,
anything.
Yeah. So I would give it a 3.5. Yeah, give it 3.5.
Replay value.
I would give it a 4.5.
4.5. Wow,
very high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about features? What you get for it?
Features for them. I mean, if you're in a Play Pass, I mean everything's pretty much included in it.
Yeah.
I would say it's a solid 4.
Okay.
I might like to see, like I said, some of the color and some of that stuff.
Sure.
you do get quite a bit for this type of game.
Okay. And then ads and notifications.
Nothing with the Play Pass.
Right.
There are ads in the game that you can unlock for like $3 if you do go with the free to play. But I can't speak to that.
Right.
So let's give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Guessing.
Okay.
Leaning favorably into it
Okay.
based off of the other things with the game.
So you're sitting at a 3.7 now.
That's pretty good.
That's real good.
I mean, when you get into games that are 4, those are the kinds of games that I don't tend to take off my phone.
Right.
So.
Well, cool. And the name again?
Favo.
All right, that's in the Play Store free if you have the Play Pass. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.